doing, future Joshua? Oh. Hopefully this is working and I can get straight into this. Okay, are we working? Hopefully I want to get straight into this. Oh god, that's what... Okay. Otherwise you'll just see my forehead all stream. Yeah, let's go something like that. Well, hello friends. Good evening. I hope everyone's doing good. Hope you've had a good day. I'm going to get straight into this. But as always, if you had a crappy day, or a terrible day, or the worst day ever, or anything on the very big scale in between, the good news is because other than once, all of my streams are like super late at night. So the good news for you, no matter where you are in the world, it's basically tomorrow at this point. So, and especially now, because I've started ridiculously late. So, I called this stream a quick couple of battles before bed or something. I reckon I'll be doing at least an hour. Mainly because I know I didn't stream last night either. So more than anything, I just wanted to come on and say hi. And that I hope everyone's doing good. Because I miss you guys when I'm not streaming. I never thought I didn't be anything remotely close to enjoying streaming live on the internet in front of people. And as much as I do still find it incredibly anxiety inducing, I also really enjoy it. But for anyone that's never seen me playing Bannerlord before, this is one of the many games now that I started on stream, and it was my first playthrough. Same as Red Dead 2, the Outlast series, Phasmophobia, so many things. Subnautica I did play a bit off stream. I think we could just charge at this point, right? I think we defo got the numbers on them here. But yeah, I just wanted to come on because me personally, even if chat is completely dead and there's nobody watching, and I'm not actually interacting with anyone the whole stream, which happens maybe half the time, I still find it really, really helpful for my own mental health to have somewhere where one of the first tags that should come up if my stream on the algorithm, whatever it is safe space, because I definitely treat this like a safe space. We've spoken about all sorts on here, and I find that helpful, right? I never really found group therapy that helpful, because in my own experience, I was too focused on feeling anxious about sat in a circle with a whole group of flipping strangers. So my brain was not in the mood to accept any information. But it's something about this, I don't know. I guess it's like having a journal, right? Except your journal probably isn't live streamed for anyone to see. But I don't know. I find it really beneficial. So, and I know some of the friends we've got on here have spoken and shared that they've had a rough time and been through stuff, and so I'm aware that I can't get my words together. This is what happens when I start streaming at 4 a.m. You don't get the super, and not that I'm ever extremely I can't even good at stringing a coherent sentence together, right? This is all very stream of consciousness. I used to say at the start of every stream, but I don't anymore because it's fairly obvious. I don't have a persona, or I don't try and sound super insightful or confident or whatever. This is literally how normally I talk to myself. So now it's just myself and other people. So I've revealed some really JB lore completely by accident. And I remember I did a stream specifically on World Mental Health Day, and barely spoke about that at all. And then some other stream that's been called going fishing in Red Dead or something. That's when I dropped trauma. But yeah, so I just, because I know I didn't stream yesterday, so I just wanted to make sure that everyone's doing good. And even, like I said, even if I'm just doing this for an hour or so tonight, hopefully anyone that's having a tough time that wants to talk something through will have a chance to see the notification saying I went live, and then check me out for 5 minutes and get whatever they've got to get off their chest. I don't know. I'm sure it probably won't happen. But I don't know. I feel like I get so much out of doing this, as well as the fact that the whole reason I stream is to challenge my anxiety and do exposure therapy, right? So it's literally all purely about the benefits that I get. I get that every time I stream. So if me hopping on for an hour, even when I really don't want to and my brain is going a million miles an hour, it's the least I can do, right? So we've got something relatively chill on here, because I mean, it may not be super chill if we get in a huge battle, but rather than getting into like some Red Dead or something more action heavy, I thought, well, I'll do some micromanaging, say hi to anyone that pops in. And also, I suppose, because I end every stream thinking, oh my god, that was great. I mean, my anxiety is telling me, like, you did that wrong, you could have said that better. But I always feel like I've had fun. Who are we actually at war with here? I think this is the North Empire. Slightly pissed as well. We just took that off stream. I just took that city. That's how I spent my evening. And then they've just given it away. It was literally my army. So super pissed. Even more beef now in my ever-growing feud with Caladog, leader of the Battanians. We're at the point now, though. We've got one city up here. Well, I guess town, right? One town up here. That's in actual Battania. But then down here, we've got this one, which is an empire one. And then this one is super lucrative. It's basically 4 times as developed as this one, and about double this one. So this is the first one we got, then we got this one, and then we got this one, and they've all been better than the last. So it feels like this one up here is my base or whatever, because it's the first one I got. But realistically, this one is so much better. I think we can only have up to 3. I think after that you have to give one away. So that's going to be a tough old choice. I should say as well, I don't have it downloading right now because my internet sucks, and if I had a game downloading and I was trying to stream all through my Xbox, it would not work at all. But when I finish the stream and then when I'm sleeping, I've got the Walking Dead definitive Telltale game thingy, like the most recent one, the definitive, I think it's called the definitive edition, with all 4 seasons and the Michonne spin-off and all in like the best textures and etc. Because I've never played a Telltale game. I'm aware of what they are, and they sound super cool. In the same way that games like Until Dawn, I've never played one like that. I don't know the name of the developer, but that's sort of like where it's you're like it's like a movie or like a TV show, and you make the decisions, and then it's all about the consequences and all that stuff. So I'm nervous because any time in a game, especially like an RPG or something, that I have to make a choice. Making a choice is fine if it's something stupid, but something like Fallout 4, right, when you have to choose a faction, and it gets to the point that you have to commit to one, and by committing to one, it locks you out of all the others. Shit like that drives me nuts, even more nuts. Excuse me. So having to be doing that constantly, and like that's the whole game. The reason I've put off playing Mass Effect, because I have that, I've bought that, I just haven't played it, because my anxious brain is like, you struggle with analysis paralysis, like from the second you wake up. Now doing it in a game is going to be probably going to be a disaster. But you never know. So I might be trying that tomorrow. I don't know. That's another one that, like Red Dead 2, the story is... I've heard the story has twists and it's really good and it's really sad and emotional, but I've managed somehow to avoid spoilers. So I know it's good, I just don't know why. And I've watched The Walking Dead. I haven't finished it. I think I watched like the first 5 seasons and then stopped. And then I watched the first 6 seasons from the beginning and the first 3 of Fear the Walking Dead, which it wasn't as good, but some things it did better. And the main character in that was Nick Clark, who was like an addict, right? And because Fear the Walking Dead is not a spoiler, it's literally the premise. It's set right as the zombie apocalypse starts. He, as a character, was able to navigate the unfolding chaos really well, and they had it tied into some plot lines and stuff, but it was never, I don't know, it towed the line between realistic and cartoonish, right? But he was still and of course I never watched it to that point, but Lenny James moved from Walking Dead to Fear the Walking Dead when the time caught up. So the last thing I saw, from what I remember, is the whole Negan thing, right? Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Because season 1's like getting to the CDC and figuring out what's going on. Season 1 was hands down the best, because it was shot like a horror movie and it was genuinely terrifying. Season 2 was the farm. Season 3 was the prison. But then there's season 3 was the governor. Season 4 was the prison. Season 5 was Terminus. Then I think 6 is Negan. And I watched, I think I watched like a series with that, where they called The Saviours, right? Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who was absolutely killing it. But then I stopped. I did like I do with games and all sorts. I swear I talk about this like every stream. I got super into it, like borderline obsessively into it. Then burnt myself out and ditched it and moved on to the next thing, right? It's like when I last tried getting through The Witcher 3, I've played The Witcher 2 all the way through. Great game. But I was like, right, I'm going to get in. So I watched 2 seasons of the Netflix show. I bought and listened to the first 1 book, or the first 2 books. I can't remember, on Audible. Got all the way to Novigrad, which is about a third of the way through, but it's a huge, like over 100 hours, and then got burnt out and uninstalled it. So unfortunately, The Walking Dead is another one of those franchises that I've been really into, and I'm a big fan of, but I just got burnt out with. I'd love to finish it because it seems like it gets so cool. And like they end up going to the UK, right? In one of the in the Daryl Dixon spin-off, I think. And Stephen Merchant's in it. Stephen Merchant is in the fucking Walking Dead. Like that right there. That sounds like a good show. But yeah, so I might be trying that tomorrow. I'll say it, I know I say this, I've said this the last 2 nights and then I didn't end up streaming. I'm planning on doing a longer stream tomorrow. If I can get my butt into gear, my brain into gear. I think should we just tell them to run for it? Attack! We got the numbers, so... Bowman, forward! We'll get them set up, and then maybe we'll just tell them to leg it. And speaking of franchises I've got super into and then got burnt out just before the end, The Last Kingdom, which I spent today watching the first 5 or 6 episodes of season 1. And I've watched most of that series twice, at least, but never finished it. So I'm hoping this is going to be the time. That show is awesome. For anyone, this is more on... because Walking Dead's horror, right? But this is like medieval, historical warfare. For fans of like Vikings and stuff like that. So Vikings is supposedly true, right? It's the main characters were real people. It follows quite a big chunk of history, and does some of it pretty accurately. The Last Kingdom, the main character, is completely fictional. But the cool thing about it is all the people he interacts with are real. And it's all like my neck of the woods. Because The Last Kingdom is when the Vikings tried to invade. It wasn't even England, let alone the UK. And the Last Kingdom was Wessex, right at the bottom. The capital of Wessex was Winchester, which is about an hour away from me. I think last time I went there for a tattoo, it was something like a 14-minute train journey. Infantry! Give them hell! What's all this shouting? Is this someone else's army? And we were actually here to like save them, and I've just been letting my dudes chill over there out the way, because that's not a good look. Ooh, nice shot. But The Last Kingdom, it's King Alfred, right? Alfred the Great. I don't know if people in America know who that is. I feel like people not in the UK maybe know Henry VIII and and maybe William the Conqueror. More than that, but it's all like round me, and they even, so I don't live in Southampton, but it's the nearest city to me. So technically on my address, I live in the area of Southampton. Anyway, it's nothing really happens here. We don't really have any super cool history, like the Titanic sailed from here, that's about it. But they've had, I think it's happened 3 times now. Southampton has been a location in the Last Kingdom, and it comes up at the bottom of the net, and it's super cool seeing that. But I loved Vikings, the Ragnar Lothbrok series, and I know they kind of play with the history a smidge, but that was super cool, super cool. And this is like, it's so much of it's similar. Like, for context, the king of Wessex in Vikings, I think is Egbert, right? And Egbert is King Alfred's granddad. So the timeline doesn't match up exactly, but it's the same era, they're doing the same things. And but so much of it, like, because there's a legend of Ragnar Lothbrok, and it's like the legend of King Arthur, right? It's questionable how true it is, but was it based on real people? Yeah. Yeah, we can take all of them. But I'm super sleepy, guys. I hate to say it. I know I said I was going to try and do an hour. I was going to end up the same way. What have we done? Oh God, we've only done 28 minutes. Oh, goodness gracious me. Right, you might have to bear with me for a minute. I won't change the screen over, but I'll be back in a sec. Okay. Let me just check you can hear me before I start rambling. Yeah. So, I forgot. I was supposed to say hello to. I'm guessing she's not going to be watching. But we have a new TikTok follower, my 18th TikTok follower. So if perchance that person happens to be watching, hello Sarah, Sarah Plaza. Thank you very, very much for following. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I guess evening, right? I don't think there's anywhere in the world that it's still daytime. I mean, like Friday daytime. In Australia, it's probably like, I don't know, midday. Shit, no, it's probably evening, actually. I don't know. But hello, Sarah Plaza. I hope you are good. Don't know what everyone's plans are for the weekend. My plan is hopefully opening a box of popcorn that should be arriving from the popcorn people. They do these, if you just type popcorn into Google, there's like a million companies and they all do basically the same thing, right? These overpriced little boxes of flavoured, like, and it's coated in chocolate or whatever the fuck. All for, I don't know, about £4 a 100 grams. And I've had that stuff before. I treated myself once to their, like, combo thing with all of them. Absolutely lovely, but nowhere near justified for the price. But they do really cheap, like, bulk popcorn, which is relatively healthy. So as someone that likes to snack, popcorn is big fan. And I'm making the most of it because my teeth are working again now. I couldn't have anything remotely crunchy like that, so... Oh, I guess we could do the arena here. If I'm being completely honest, I think I don't know how we ended up here in Maranatha. I think we might be at that point of the evening. We got some people though. Some people to sell. That doesn't sound good, does it? That does not sound good. I think I'm too white to be able to say something like that while laughing. I think that's everyone. Oh, and I'm watching Nathan For You, which is absolutely hilarious. It is so, like, British in its, like, anti-comedy, I don't know. The only thing I can compare it to is, like, Inside Number 9 or something like that. But, oh my god. It's really weird. It has some segments that are genuinely fascinating, like through a psychology lens. Like there was one, I'm on season 1, right? And there's one where he's basically going around trying to fix businesses, right, in comedic ways. So like in one of them, it was like a frozen yogurt place, and he said, "Oh, introduce a shit flavor," and you see that play out for a quarter of an hour or so. Well, there it ended up being basically like half an hour. Him trying to help this, like, I guess in America there's like independent petrol stations or something, and a guy that owned one of them. And he said, right, well, have the lowest gas price in the country, but do it with a rebate. So basically they had to go, they thought they were going to have to write this form and then put it into like a post box. And it turned out the post box was at the top of a mountain, and then they had to stay overnight answering riddles, and it was just, it's like the Stanford prison experiment. Anyone interested in psychology in the slightest probably knows what the Stanford prison experiment was. But it's, I don't know how to explain it. I don't, it's one of those shows that I don't think I could ever recommend. I don't know anyone IRL that would find it remotely. They'd either think it was stupid and like completely serious and therefore not funny, or they'd think it was entirely comedic and scripted, and I don't think anyone, again, it's like Inside Number 9. I think it's just a bit too weird for people IRL. Here I can recommend whatever, because you guys are as fucking bananas as me. said with as much love as is possible. Just sell all of this stuff, which is nice, because I think we're still losing money every month. We're still not, despite having 3 towns, 1 trading caravan and 3 workshops, we're still not making a profit. Which I think maybe speaks to my abilities as a medieval businessman more than anything. Clip that. What time is it? God, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah, I might have to bail, folks. Well, anyone that watches this back, I suppose it's going to be a good night for you, because it's only going to be like under an hour compared to, I think last time I streamed was 3.5 hours. Still haven't beaten my record, which was, didn't we do like 10 hours? First I was trying to, I hit 7, but then a week later I think I did 10. And granted that was with an hour or so's worth of gaps. But the thing is that completely like wiped me. don't know if you can hear when I'm cracking my back and my neck and stuff. I don't know if the mic picks that up. I think that's about everything. I think we can keep on moseying away. But yeah, if anyone has thoughts about what we should play tomorrow, as always, I am an open book. So if anyone has thoughts, recommendations, opinions, if you think I'm a piece of shit, whatever, I am completely open ears. Short work of that guy. See, I know I've only been playing this for, I'd say maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. So we're talking maybe 10 streams. When I started this, I think it might have been Burn that said, if as you're going around doing your business, well, shit, we might have fudged it up here. As you're going around doing whatever you're doing, do the tournaments any chance you get, because you get really good loot and for not a lot of work. And when I started, we were terrible, because you get the same weapons in here, but the armor is the armor you have. So when we started and we're going around like trying to do battles in a tunic and a fucking cap, we'd die in like a hit or two. Whereas now, if this guy was going to hit us, he can... I reckon that's about 5 hits worth. I don't want to tempt fate too much. So that, plus the fact that we do more damage because we've leveled our skills up. And the main thing though is that I'm a bit more familiar with the controls, because it's... The only thing I could compare it to is the system in For Honor, which I played a hell of a load of that. And I was like a ranked. I was really good. That was one of the classic, like, play For Honor in the dark with a 2-litre bottle of vodka. and that's a great night. So I spent a lot of time on that. And that had a similar system where it's like, I think in that it was 3, right? So you can defend that way, defend that way, defend that way, attack that way, attack that way, attack that way. In this, it's up, down, left, and right, so it's 4. But it's because it makes the combat not just, you know, like mashing X, say, or just timing it, which is, from what I remember, that's like The Witcher, right? It's all timing based. You kind of have to engage your brain. I don't want to waste influence. Not a big fan of that, because we took one of their towns, so how are we now paying them tribute? Fucking Caladog, honestly, how did this prick become king? Flandia. Yeah, so this is... Oh god, they've taken Pencannock. I did not know that. I think that's Botanian, right? Yeah. Shit. Okay, that's not great. I mean, I don't care that much because we're trying to fuck over Caladog too. But we want to keep the ruse going for a bit longer. The main thing is that we need some good companions, because the ones we've got are fucking terrible. That's the caravan lady. This guy had the most incredible, heart-wrenching backstory, but he is absolute shite. That's our brother who's just off governing. That's someone that's just off governing. And them. This is our scout. Scouting is the only thing she's good at. And this is our wife. She is the only person we have that is like a warrior and good at it. I do have quite a few perks here though to upgrade. What have we got here? I mean, zoom with bows, that seems pretty good to me. And then we've got a riding perk, breeder. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything because the last time I made a sex joke and then clipped that, it got completely rejected by the algorithm on both YouTube and TikTok. I think it currently has 2 views, so it's obviously like flagged it. So I am not going to say anything or make any insinuations about the name of this perk. So ironically, the perk we're going for is this one. Trade. Here we go, because we're always kind of running low of money, and we're still not at the point where I can buy like cool armor and shit. We're still just using what we win from the tournaments. So workshops, or well, I only have the 1 caravan right now, whereas I have 3 workshops, 1 in each city that we own. So my instant reaction would be that the workshop one See, this one's puzzling me. I think I'm going to go for workshops. I'm probably going to regret that. But yeah, the timer's going to go off in a second. So I might call it, I think. I'm just going to go for that, I reckon. Yeah. So I will see everyone tomorrow. Thank you to anyone that watches this back. I suppose at the start I kind of said what I wanted to say, but I hopefully we can catch up properly tomorrow. And I think, like I said, probably trying the new game. But thank you for hanging out, friends. I love you very, 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 very much. And yeah, hopefully see you tomorrow. I'm sorry for not streaming yesterday. Bye. Have a good night, folks. Sleep well, I suppose, because it's night time.